My new role is really a great one. I have a leadership team of 10 directors that support all of the schools, the 69 schools throughout Anglophone South, and I lead them. I work for the District Education Council. I'm their only employee, and they hire me and have appointed me to this position, and I answer to them and to the policies that they've created to guide me. My favorite things from being at St. Stephen High School that I remember, one would be the class and school trips that we were able to participate in. We did a wonderful trip to New York City one year to visit museums and to see Broadway productions. I also remember opportunities where we did exchange programs with northern parts of New Brunswick, where we would have been involved with French second language and our growth and development in that area. And those are the things that stand out for me. The other very important part of my life at St. Stephen High School was in the drama or theater productions that we were doing here at the school. My path in education, from the very beginnings, I dreamed of being a classroom teacher, and I remember that as far back as grade 1, when that's what I wanted to do in my life career. I had no aspirations at those times of being a school leader or even a district leader, but I wanted to be in a classroom. I think I liked the idea of using chalk on the chalkboards, which some of you may look at me now a bit strange because we're probably not doing that very often. And I also loved using a red pen, and so that was part of my dream of being a classroom teacher. I did have experience. I did my internship at St. Stephen Middle School and then went on to teach at St. Stephen High School and Fundy Middle and High School before doing elementary education in a grade 3 French immersion class at St. Stephen Elementary. And those were all very exciting opportunities for me, and I had the opportunity and took advantage of it to become a vice principal and a principal, and then the superintendent for School District 10, which would have been all of the schools in Charlotte County. After that, I did a time as Director of Curriculum and Instruction and then Director of Schools for Anglophone South, and have just recently taken on this new opportunity to lead the entire district as the superintendent. A lifelong dream for me, and I would say a passion for serving our learners in our communities and the communities across our district. Some of the hurdles that we're going to need to problem solve and are in the middle of right now, one would be recruitment of staff across our district. Like all other jurisdictions and all other organizations, we're struggling to find people to fill the roles that we have, and that would be a very big issue for us. And so keeping our schools operational every single day with bus drivers, with custodians, with casual teachers and other staff is really a challenge. So we're going to continue these efforts that we're working on now. We are recruiting for staff for next school year, and in the meantime we continue to recruit staff for current roles right now. The other one that is a very big challenge for us is being able to continue to engage all of our learners in the system. We have just experienced very challenging years of COVID, and I'm hoping that we are able to raise the level of hope in our organization for all of our learners, because it's time to look forward. It's time to look forward to great things that we can do in all of our schools and in all of our learning centers. We do have a great deal of strengths, and we are doing a lot of very wonderful things across this school district. I would say that one of the greatest assets that we have in Anglophone South would be our dedicated and trained staff that we have working in our schools and in our learning centers. People really do want to do the very best that they can, and they're committed and dedicated to all of our learners. It's an exciting time in education, and I think that the work that the Department of Education and Early Childhood Development is leading us on in terms of high school renewal is a very important and exciting piece. We've been looking at changing high schools for almost 20 years now, and it is time we have to make that happen, because our learners deserve something better in their high school experience. We need to be able to provide all of our learners with more opportunities that engage them, and opportunities that prepare them for what's going to happen beyond high school. And I think as we start to shift what we're doing in education away from all of the outdated curriculum content and the focus on content and starting to look at more global competencies, that's the direction that we need to go in. And it's very exciting because I think we're going to get it right this time, and I think we're going to have the energy and the passion to be able to move it forward. Another really exciting one for me right now is that we are looking at our French second language learning. We are moving the focus away from all of our immersion and prime programs, and we're looking for French second language that will be available to all of our learners. And this is really a crucial part because we have to do a better job in New Brunswick of providing every single one of our learners an opportunity to learn French as a second language, and not just a small portion of our population. And I think that that's very exciting. So for me, I know we can do this because we have the dedicated staff and the committed staff who are ready to move forward. And so part of my job will be, and maybe it's a bit of a hurdle, will be to energize everyone, to inspire everyone, and to motivate them to keep moving and doing all of the right things that will help to improve learning for all of our students and learners across the district. I'm passionate about this stuff.
Wonderful. That's really
It's more than chalk and red pens, it's about passion, right? Becoming a parent was a life-changing event for me, and I am absolutely thrilled with my little boy, Alexander, who just turned 12 last week. And he has changed the way, because I think he has made me even more passionate about the learners in our system. He's also given me new eyes to look and a new perspective to look at how our learners are doing, not just all of those students who excel in athletics or those students who excel academically, but those students who face challenges and learn differently in our system. And so he has helped to give me a different perspective. It also has helped to give me a different perspective about how our schools operate and the impact that that has on the families and the communities that we serve in our district. My hopes for the coming year would be that we're able to have a renewed energy to face all of the challenges and the hurdles that we do in education. It is not easy work. It's not for the faint of heart. And we do have to rebuild the system that we have and to inspire people to once again be reaching for those higher goals so that we're helping all of our learners to achieve. I think we really have to work hard at engaging and re-engaging the learners and the families of our communities so that they are finding what they need to. And I think part of doing that is making sure that all of our staff are able to identify a strong purpose for the work that we do in education. The work that I have done truly involves mentors, and I believe that I've had a great number of mentors over my life and my career. I would go back to talk about the teachers that I had throughout my school. They certainly were encouraging. They gave me confidence. They empowered me to be the strong individual and to be the confident leader that I am today. I've also worked with some tremendous people, and I think that they give me energy all the time, and they have been mentors in many ways. I'm a type of person that I don't believe that I have all of the answers to solve problems, and I know that I have to turn to people. I turn to my leadership team quite regularly. I turn to colleagues in my offices and colleagues in our schools to be able to give me information and be able to help to lead us in a very positive direction. So I would consider many of those people to be my mentors. I would also say that my parents were very strong mentors in my life because my parents offered me a great deal of advice and a great deal of guidance. They always offered me support and love throughout every decision that I've made, even when they knew I was making a poor decision. And I think one of the things that I believe made them really good mentors was because they made me be a problem solver. They didn't solve my problems, and they didn't give me all the answers and how to solve them. They gave me the advice and the guidance and the support, but they caused me to solve my own problems, and that helps to build resilience. And it's one of the things that I would encourage people to do now is we do have to give all of the people around us their problems to solve. We can help them, we can guide them, but if they're going to be confident and resilient individuals, we have to really encourage them to solve those on their own. The holiday season for me is really about family, and so that would be the part that I hold very close to me, are my family and my friends. And I would say that I make sure over the holiday season that I spend as much time as I possibly can with family and friends, because that gift of time is one that we won't ever get back, and it's one that no matter how much time you give to the people that are important to you, it's a gift that you'll never ever regret, and I hold that very close to me over the holiday season. When I think about what our school communities and our learning centers need to know about, is I think that we get very busy in the work that we're doing, and we forget that education is all about people and relationships. And sometimes we get moving so quickly, whether we're a parent in the system or a student or a staff member in the system, we often forget that. And maybe we're not as kind, and maybe we don't respond to people the way that we really should, and so difficulties happen. But I think people have to realize that we are all human, that we are all very dedicated to making the very best decisions that we possibly can. Sometimes we're going to make mistakes, but I think that we should be able to show people grace and be able to fix those and move forward.